So I got my main outline done on my paper by looking at the grids, the squares from my grid using my viewfinder. So this is really a good and effective tool. So please utilize that to make sure the proportions are correct on your paper as you make your drawing. So now the next step is I want to erase my grid lines. And like I mentioned before, as you draw the grid line, it helps to draw really lightly so that it's easier to erase. And when you erase, you can use your typical pink eraser that I put in your art supply pack for you, or you can use a kneaded eraser. What I love about these things is you can mold and model them into any shape you want. So if there's a really small area right here where you don't want to mess up your eye drawing, but you have to erase the grid line, you can just make a really nice tip and use that to erase with. I love these things. They're great. So I'm going to do a time-lapse video of myself erasing my grid lines. So I finished erasing the grid lines from my drawing paper. Now I need to start adding value. So if you remember, value is one of the elements of art. It's the amount of darkness and light that you see in a drawing or an artwork or any kind of, or a painting or any kind of artwork really. So it's the amount of lightness and darkness. So when you look at my photograph, I have a range of value. Your drawing needs to show a range of value. If I just see black value and white, that's not a range. I want to be able to see grays of different values, especially if they're present in your photograph. So I want to see you try to match the value in your photograph on your drawing, I mean. Sorry, it's late at night. I can't talk very well right now. So value is going to be made by using your pencils that you have. So the 6B equals the softest lead. That means it's the darkest. Okay? Then going down to 4B, that's a little bit lighter, but it's not as dark as the 6B. Then you have the HB, and then you have the 2H. The 2H is the hardest lead, therefore it is the lightest. Okay, so just looking at my 2H and then looking at my 6B, that's a big value difference. So you're going to have to use these different pencils to get these different values. So the darker the value, you're going to need a 6B or a 4B. For the lighter values, you're going to need a 2H or an HB. And you can always blend some together too if you want, which is really fun. What I like to start with when I make my drawing is I like to start with the darkest values first. Now in your drawing, you don't have to do the background of your photograph if you don't want to. I have like a pine tree or something going on in the back. I don't have to draw that for time's sake, I won't. But if you want to knock your socks off, go for it. But the background is dark if I were to draw that, but I'm not. So I'm going to look at other dark values. So in the corner of my mouth, those are some dark values. My shirt, that's a darker value. My necklace, and also around my eyes and the pupil of my eye is pretty dark. And there's a little bit in my hair, but I'm going to save that for more of the gray areas and the values. I'm just focusing on the darkest values right now. So using my 6B, I'm just going to go in. I need to sharpen it. And color this in as dark as I can. I need to sharpen my pencil. So I think you get the idea. I'm going to do a time lapse of myself coloring in with the 6B for my darkest values.